with talking horses. He's Anthony Stabile.
Always good to start with a laugh.
Well, Anthony and I have shared racetrack stories that are
Yes.
some version of sad and funny at the same time.
same
You got to
time.
laugh a lot. You were just talking about Lugan Knight
Yeah.
winning the Jerome.
Nice effort. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're glad they didn't. You know, Maggie said something to me while we were recording The Blood Horse. Michael McCarthy's first win in New York? 15 tries. How about that?
I believe that. That's interesting. City of Light lost Irad's worst ride. He got Irad's worst one of his,
ever.
probably his worst grade 1 ride ever.
No, in a big spot, no question
And the
about
other
it.
horse had to get like the perfect. It was
Perfect
Whitmore
trip.
beat him. So we're talking about the Forgo up in Saratoga with City of Light, who had a horse of the year type year that year. Not that Accelerate didn't deserve
Michael
it.
McCarthy's first win. I bet they're glad they didn't go to the turf. And now he's going to skip the Withers and go to the Gotham. I love that about our schedule, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine with me. Yeah. Anyway, the track was kind inside speed when Frenzy, when they decided not to be aggressive with Andiamo and Frenzy, it made him an easy speed. But Linda's horse had no excuse. He's
Second time now.
He's probably also a horse that's better with the lead. I wonder if
I
he's
agree.
going to be
After
effective
yesterday,
leading,
I think after yesterday,
He's a good horse, though.
Very good horse. You don't like that they keep losing the stretch battles, but
well, last time, to be fair, last time he was down on the inside, you were
been
probably better
against
off a
it.
little outside. And yesterday he was outside, and you were probably a little bit better inside. I don't think any were extreme biases, but he didn't have the best of it from that situation. But he should have won yesterday. And
He should have won yesterday.
I think the race got an 85 figure, 97 or 98 for Law Professor, 93 for the New York bred earlier in the day, George Weaver horse. The rail horse, yeah, I know.
today's.
Whatever.
You don't like that horse.
No, it's
You
not
got
that.
beef with that horse.
No, that horse has just had
What's his name?
very juicy trips. No, that horse is talented. I just think he's had very good trips.
I can't remember his name now. This is embarrassing.
Is it right? Today's something?
Today's rain. No,
Somebody
rain,
will text me.
no, no.
You, the
You're
proverbial
good.
you, head over to Naira Bets. If you're not a member of Naira Bets, no better time than the present. Use the promo code MATCH200. We will match the $200 of your initial deposit. We also have, this is a good one, 5,000 pick 3 hit split late, the last pick 3 here. I actually just opted in on that one. Any and all people that hit through Naira Bets, they will split $5,000.
That's cash, folks.
It is cash money. We have a middle pick 4. That's in race number 3 today, or a 9-race card. And 2:30 to 5:30 covering the late action here, as well as Oak Lawn Park. All right, today's first race. Today's first race is not exactly a race that has a ton of form. I do have a replay for the horse that you put on top in here. We'll show the start, we'll show the stretch. Have at it.
The only horse that has hit the board of the 6 runners. is
Didn't
Two
break very
Jokers.
well,
No,
broke
he
a little
didn't.
slow, dropped back out of the race a little bit.
Third time, by the way. 2 starts back, kind of wasn't his fault. He got bothered, but he did not behave well in his debut, and he kind of had gate trouble last time. Obviously, something that is a concern. I think this is twofold. A, this is the only on the board finish for any of the runners in here. B, he's going a mile now as opposed to 6 furlongs, and I guess you hope that, at least I'm hoping that, even if he misbehaves a little bit, he has a little bit more time to make up for it.
I wasn't particularly enamored with this horse, though. Obviously, he can win the race and wouldn't want to go out on a limb on any horse in this race. There's really no form to go on. Laurel Valley is the wild card in here, and I wouldn't pay a lot of attention to the odds right now. He'll probably be favored just because a Todd Pledger 3 Diamonds horse. Can't blame him for taking a shot for $500,000. Took a shot for $500,000 first time out. Now they're running a $40,000 maiden claiming, but you got to be realistic. You have no way of knowing. It was a muddy sealed track. You just have no way of knowing if this horse can run at all anymore.
It's almost like he's a first-time starter.
Yeah, except, I don't know, he's got a bad race. To be fair, he's not a first-time starter. He ran poorly, so maybe he's a completely different horse. But as a possible favorite by post time, David's got the 3 and 6, pretty much the same odds. He's just guessing that the 6 will be slightly shorter, which isn't unreasonable. I looked at Fire King. I don't love Fire King in here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not enamored with him. I just was hoping that Manny Franco would just be aggressive and send him the front and here at a mile, and he could bottom it out. He gets Lasix for the first time, got engaged in a contested pace last time out. Believe me, it's not possible to love a horse. I'm sure you don't love the 6 here
Absolutely
either.
not.
I just wanted the horse that would be in front in all
He
likelihood.
should be in front.
So, but I don't have a strong opinion either. Race number 2. Race number 2. Another race where not a whole easy race to have an opinion here. Obviously, I disagree with you in this race because I don't have your top choice in the board, but you disagree with me because today's flavor, thank you, because you don't have my top choice in the top 4 and I don't have yours.
Yeah.
Tell us all about Strong Light.
I didn't have a ton of confidence in
Well, you
this
can't have a ton of
either.
confidence in anybody in here.
No, the race 2 back is only race at this mile and an eighth. He made this weird middle-ish move, and then he flattened. It's his only race going the 9. He has other 2-turn races out of town that are okay. I don't know. I'm not going to hold the 1 race 2 back against him going the 9 furlongs.
It's a funny race to be a 9 furlong race.
It really is, right? Because there's no speed. I mean, Moonshine and Bright should be 15 in front in here.
No, but he is the controlling speed in this race.
Right, and that's an exaggeration to a point. I mean, but as far as horses that have any kind of early
he's much
speed,
faster than these horses.
Yeah,
You're
he's
not
five.
wrong
He'll be
about
5
it.
in front of
You're
these
not
horses.
wrong. He won't be, but he could be whatever.
Right.
He could be whatever he wanted to be.
I mean, I thought about putting him on top, but his form is so dreadful. I mean, there are some slow horses in this race, but he might be one of the slowest of the slow. But
Charlie's
he has the
numbers
advantage.
stretching out, first-time routes with non-maidens are not good. Charlie Baker, the trainer of the 3. I mean, Mailman's a fire. We'll look at his last race, finishing second. I mean, I guess he's arguably the horse to beat off this race, but he gets a 72 buyer in a race won by a horse that got a buyer of mid to high 70s.
Just an impossible race.
Literally an impossible horse to have.
Yeah.
I think his better buyers were in the 40s before this. And so it's hard to trust. I'm not saying the figure's wrong. It's just hard to trust anybody coming out of this race that there wasn't something weird about it. And when you look
he
back,
tells that story, right? And I mean, 6 points higher. His best fig is a 69 run way back when.
the race collapsed. It had a fast pace. It collapsed. The horse that won is sort of ridiculous. He can win. But I also feel like with Lynn Cash, I want to bet his horses that don't look logical.
Right, at
their
price.
prices, because when they're running,
I
there's
agree.
a certain randomness, too, to how much they run. And, you know, then you have a horse like Hang Tight. Rob Falcone actually has good numbers stretching out. I put up one of his races, I think his race 2 back, when he finished second behind Joey Loose Lips. But I'm not overly confident he's that good going a mile. I know he won going a mile at Mountaineer, but he got a 38 buyer that day. And it seems like, you know, you could argue his figures have improved just lately. And I looked up stretching out off the claim. Rob is 2 for 8 for what it's worth, 216. Stretching out of the dirty, 7 for 28, which are terrific numbers. The ROI is like $1.96, but that's a solid enough number. So Rob is good stretching horses out. But once again, how do you have any confidence this horse wants to get the distance?
You can't have any confidence in one. Here's the only reason. I put him second.
I put him third. I'm not against him.
I put him second.
Not against anybody here.
And I'm going to tell you the major reason I put him second. He started his career in a series of races going the mile. So maybe his connection, and Kelly Breen had him for one start, and then Ron Moquett took the training over at Churchill, and they lost him right away. But he went a mile in both his.
But he's done better going shorter.
Is he just a better horse?
I don't know, because he started to improve as soon as they cut him back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you can say that,
listen,
but
I know,
to be
but
fair,
his pedigree leads you to believe he's going to be better going
But
long.
that's the thing. A lot of times, that's why they run them long.
Right. Oh,
remember
no
that
question
horse
about it.
years ago? Gary Contessa will remember it. Gary had this horse. He was this big, huge horse, like 17-plus hands, and they kept running him long. And he had a pedigree to go long, too. It was a big thing. And I said, you got to turn this horse back. And I kept berating him on the show about it. And Gary said to me, I can't stand listening anymore. He kept hanging, running second. I've got to turn him back. And he won like 2 or 3 races in a row. He won a stake or something. Sometimes the horses lie to you. You know, the pedigrees lie, their appearance lie,
right.
and I get it.
This horse's pedigree led you to believe, all right, I'll wait till the fall to run
Union
him long.
Rags, right.
Absolutely right. No.
Robert
but now,
Evans, Broodmare, they're usually routers, you know.
But now, you know, maybe he's just gotten better.
Maybe.
Listen, does he have to be much to beat these horses?
Believe me, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
When I look at these races and I struggle through them, I think an important thing to look at is drop downs. Are there any drop downs? And if there are, what kind of case can you make for them? And there's only one in this race, and it's open till midnight. Now, don't get me wrong, I have no I have massive concerns how far this horse wants to go. And I don't care that he won a mile 16th in the turf, because getting a mile 16th in the turf and getting a mile and 8th in the dirt, we've talked about on the show many times, are two completely different things.
Light years.
Because you've got to run hard in these races. But, as far as the pace, he could be sitting second in this race with Vargas. I mean, look at who beat him last time. By the way, the horse whose name we couldn't remember is sitting right in the PPs.
That's why I said that, yeah.
Today's flavor. That's why you saw it right. That you lost to him. Rotney and just a better horses
he ran against real sprinters, right.
I mean, these dirt races are against real race horses.
And his defense is, if you, I probably should have this horse.
I'm not in love with him, but he's a drop down.
And two of his faster races came going a mile.
Well, I don't care about the turf races as much as I just want a horse that's run against significantly better horses in a race where I'm sick and tired.
He certainly has.
So race number 3 had a ridiculous scratch in here. I mean,
I picked against him. If that was
I did too. I picked the same horse as you.
He was going to win.
But now we're talking about a horse that's going to be, our horse is now going to be 3-5 in here.
Right. I didn't want him when he was 8-5.
You neither, but in this race, I want to show this the start, the pan and head on of his last race, because this is a horse that did have some severe trouble. He's the number 6 in this race, and doesn't really break slowly, but you're going to see him steady, just completely out of the race.
7 comes over on him.
Yeah, you're going to see what happens in a second. Actually, no, it was the 5. The 5 came out. You'll see what happens here. The 4 comes out into the 5, who comes out into him, actually, and they came out into the 7. So, but it was through no fault of his own. He was eliminated from the race, and wasn't a great race. Michel Giangiulio, I think, won the race with 8 and Sand.
8 and Sand horse, yeah.
But he did at least made a little bit of run in there. It's a fair racetrack. I mean, where else are you going in here?
You assume a clean break, he'll be forward in here.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. He's probably in front.
Right.
I mean, you have to imagine they're going to go.
Right.
Why wouldn't they?
Maybe Brennan.
I mean, the fuzzy in here is Devil's Edge, who I probably should have put second for our friends at Little Bluebird, because he's just done absolutely no running whatsoever, but at least ran against real horses in those races. Yeah. But there's also no guarantee this horse can put 2 feet in front of the other ones. I mean, because you really want Mackert?
No, I went to the 6 for second. Fresh gelding, trainer
change. He's a dinosaur. But he's been terrible in his races.
Yeah, he's a fresh gelding. He's a newborn, 6 months, 5 months off.
Yeah, he's a newborn. That's fair. All right, we'll see what happens in race
Dropped
number 3.
Down for the first time.
Race number 4 might just be as simple as Baba is the speed, and I put her second and put a lot of sort of logical horses. And I don't agree with David's morning line. I know that the 2 ran a good figure.
Baba has to be the favorite.
Baba's
here, right?
got. I would say she's likely to be the favorite. I'm not. So David's right about these things so much that I'm not going to take a big stand. But I thought she'd be the favorite. And the other thing is, she's also got she runs here in second in this race, which is her last race. Customer Experience ran 4th, easily beaten by her. Now, I know Customer Experience, to be fair, improved off the claim last time out and got back to her better races, but I'll say something else about her. I hope she gets consistent for the Toscanos, but she's got a consistency issue.
She had that 5-month run when she got good, where she was consistent. She fired bullet after bullet, and now you don't know which one's going to show up.
And the other thing is, she has no speed.
None.
And it just feels like
she used to.
Two
she
relatively
speed and it left her.
2 relatively similar horses. People are going to go to the one who has speed. The pace projector has this a more contentious pace. I thought she was the Gomez just supposed to go.
Off the recent form, I'm assuming Game Theory is the one.
Yeah.
She can't gain. Game Theory can't. If we put Baba and Game Theory in a field, how much faster
Baba
is Baba?
Well, Baba can outrun her, but it's a question of intent.
Yeah.
And, one thing about Gomez, he's been more aggressive.
Right, and I think they realize, if you look at Baba's card, the 3 races where she wasn't on the lead are abysmal. And you look at the rest of them.
I agree with you. She needs to lead.
He'll do whatever he has to do to get to the lead. And that might be enough in here. I think you have the other logical horse.
You assume he'll do whatever he has to do.
Yeah, I assume he will. Yeah, he's riding better than he was.
He is.
And she's kind of, she's you look at her PP, she's kind of self-explanatory. Put her on the lead and get there
But the other thing about her is she doesn't win that often. To be fair.
No, she doesn't. But when she does, when she runs her good races, she's getting beat ahead to November Rain.
I know, but she doesn't win that often.
No.
She's the worst to beat. I think she's supposed to be
I couldn't get past. I was just like, you know what? They're going to think Game Theory's fast enough. She's not fast enough.
I don't know if they're going to think that, but it's possible. Game Theory has been being aggressive, and in being aggressive, she's been successful. So you say that about Baba, But Eduardo Jones and Moreno also know that she needs to
Yeah.
be aggressive, so why wouldn't they be aggressive with her? So if they are, and as far as blue paint, I thought that she just kind of belonged with these horses. I know she looks like she's moving up. I thought she lost, we'll take a look at her last race, to a better horse last time. My Sweet Wife has been in good form in her races. I thought she ran
be the
fine.
favorite in here.
I thought she ran fine. She ran fine 2 races back. And I just wanted an alternative to Baba. I don't trust the number 2 customer experience, and I didn't want anybody else in here. So I thought she might be
As
the
I
better
like to
price.
say, she should be the first one to come calling if they hit up front.
We'll see. I
gets a
mean,
little
what about
pressure.
the 7 Saratoga Beauty? I don't really like her, but she's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
off the
stalking.
layoff, I guess she could be stalking.
Yeah.
Manny.
I didn't think
The
she'd be.
white hot Manny Franco. How about
Yeah,
that guy?
he came in nose
Oh, the
away
last
from
couple
11
of
wins
days.
in 2 days. I got to think 11 wins in 2 days would be, if not a record,
Very,
tying a record.
very, yeah.
Because it's hard to imagine anybody won. 6 is the record here. It's hard to imagine anybody won 6 in back-to-back days.
That's never happened.
Well, I don't know it's never happened.
Yeah, no, I mean, we
Seems
reported
unlikely,
that.
but
Yeah, I can't imagine
absolute.
that ever happened.
Race number
And they were
5.
9. I think it's worth noting they were 9 and 10 race cars. It wasn't like a couple of mega cars in Saratoga. They were regular cars.
No, that's a good point. Yeah. No, and they weren't short-priced horses. The average price was right around $10.
They won more than half the races in 2 days here in New York.
So race number 5, for people in a pricing power, spiked a fever. That's why he's scratched out of this race.
Late pick 5 time. Don't forget that.
Yeah, this race changed immeasurably with the scratch of pricing power, and took a lot of speed out of the race. We'll take a look at the race last time for American Law and 2 back for American Mardini.
Vodka Mardini.
Vodka Mardini, I'm sorry, American Law. American Law just doesn't win. I can't put this horse on top. The question is, what happened in that Vodka Mardini Magical Ways race last time out?
He came back from the layoff fresh. He was gone almost a year, and he was aggressive from the boot, from the bell.
But he was bad last time out.
He was bad last time out. Did he just go backwards and?
Or
now
was
he's-
the sealed track last time? The sealed track, sometimes horses don't really run their races on them. I changed my picks with the scratch.
Okay.
Because Magical Ways is the speed.
He's
And
supposed
Mirage
to be
is
the
just,
speed.
Just go. You got blinkers on. You got the rail. Just go.
He's supposed to be the speed.
And I didn't think the race was that bad relative to the number 5 last time out. Horse will be a better price. I'm not putting American Law on top. I don't have a problem with American Mardini. American Law's just, I mean, Vodka Mardini. American Law's just had too many chances
Yeah,
for me.
not going on top
I
for
didn't think
me either.
improper was impossible in here, but I just think that, like you do, that maybe the horses like the 2 and 5 are coming out of a better race.
Yeah, I just think they are coming out of a better race. You keep seeing the layoff lines with American Law, so you're not surprised that he skipped the last one that Vodka Mardini did run in. Yeah, I'm just hoping Vodka Mardini can rebound for the first race.
Well, it's 4 weeks later.
Yeah.
That's another thing with this horse.
Yeah, he just
has
doesn't
trouble
run.
staying on the
Yeah, that's
racetrack,
what I
and
mean.
he has trouble
A lot of
winning
layoff
races.
lines.
Just tired of him. He's just, I mean, guys like Danny Gargan, they're not supposed to have a horse that's got a PP's riddled with short prices and riddled with losses.
Crazy to you that we're in the 4th year of the 20s already. Right when you look back at American Law, you see his card. He started his career at the end of 2020, and you're like, wow, we're starting the 4th year of the
Right,
20s.
but that's only 2 years ago.
Right, a little over 2 years ago,
Doubling.
correct.
Take a break. We'll be back with the late pick 4.
For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Welcome back to Talking Horses. Big A, Anthony Stabile, Andy Serling. We just got a late scratch, race number 9. The 7, Super Quality, was going to be one of the favorites, came out of that race. Race number 6. Just a day of top choices being scratched. I had picked Ruby's on Time in this race. She scratched in here. And Reba's Valentine
It's funny, I didn't like her today.
Well, maybe you were right.
I had a third.
Makes your horse in here probably I would guess, a pretty strong favorite.
I guess, yeah.
Reba's Valentine will look at her. I guess this is her win 2 races back. The question is, what happened last time?
I don't know what happened last time, man.
She was bad.
Yeah, she was not good last time.
She was bad.
It was arguably the worst race of her career.
And I think one of the things that we've seen from Ray over the last year, more consistency from his horses in general. You know, and
Yeah, could she have just run a clunker?
Was he get 2 weeks of us being nice after giving us the booze and the pizza?
Yeah.
2 weeks of being nice?
Next Saturday, it's all over.
It's all, yeah, no, I think you're right.
Next Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's.
Gloves come back off.
I was going to say after that because I'm out next Sunday, so maybe when we come back from there, we start being mean to him. It just doesn't seem right being nice to him. I think she's a horse to beat off that race, but you're talking about the favorite coming off of a bad race.
Now she's the favorite, yes.
And that's a
now
problem.
she's a selection as the favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a problem here is where are you supposed to go? I mean, you want to go to Happy Sophia? She is unreliable, but I think she'll appreciate less distance in here. I'll tell you one thing that's going to happen in here. Here's the biggest certainty of this race. She will open up the favorite.
Who's that?
Happy Sophia
Yeah, of
opens up the
course.
favorite. She could run in the
There are a
Breeders'
lot
Cup
of-
distaff,
there are a lot of
and she
Sophias
would
out
open
there.
up the open. It's unbelievable.
There's a lot of Sophias out there, my man.
Apparently, right? I finally got Greg Wolf, by the way, to realize that was right. When Greg first started working here, any horse with a common name would open up short, and I would say to him, it's because, and he would look at me, and then he really, when he was around here more often, he started to realize, yeah, it's true.
I kind of wish.
Used to be bigger with OTB.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The California people really aren't accustomed
Right.
to the OTB crowd, right? I wish Patria, the one, had a smidge of dirt
She's not
form.
a dirt horse.
She's just not a dirt horse.
But do you really think she's faster than Spinny Yarn? I don't. I think Spinny Yarn is gone.
Yeah,
I picked Spinny Yarn. When Ruby's on Time scratch, I didn't want to scratch her if Reba's Valentine's.
but do you think Hendrick's going to give it the way the track kind of played yesterday?
It doesn't matter. I just think the 5 is a faster
think
horse.
she's that- I don't think she's that much faster. That's the
Anthony,
thing.
the 5 is a rocket ship.
I know she's fast, but so's the one. The one's fast.
The one's fast on turf. This horse is a fast dirt horse.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping she goes the front. I have no trust for her, but at least she did some work last time in there. Listen, I don't think Karamoka's impossible in here, but she's got a real last time was the time look, and she got the pace, and she also got a sealed track, but she's not impossible in here. Happy Sophia's not impossible. Listen, at this point, it's tough to make Patria. It's tough to make Valaluja on the outside, though she actually ran pretty well last time, Valaluja.
I'll tell you what. I don't know.
Her last race gives her a real
if
chance.
anybody's too hard to make it here because
Tough to make the one.
I guess.
She's not a dirt horse.
Yeah.
She's going to have to run a race she's never run before the dirt.
No question about that. Yeah, there's no question about that. And I guess
I don't
that does
blame
make
her
her
for
tough to
leaving,
make. But
trying.
they're going to be forward, and if she can try and if the track can help her,
Yeah, she's not a dirt horse. She's not a dirt horse.
it's a weird race. Becomes a weird race.
Well,
because of the
it's
scratch.
it's just a competitive race is what it
Yeah.
is, and I think one of the reasons it's competitive is that Reba's Valentine ran so poorly last time. She's going to have to bounce back, and it's a problem taking short-priced horses off no excuse bad races. Now Ray will probably come up with some excuse. I'm sure he got out the excuse book for the connections.
I'll tell you one thing. That filly that won the last race, she's got a future. That Funny How. She's a nice horse.
She got a very, very lucky trip yesterday, to be fair. Very lucky trip. The race got a 72 buyer. Let's not get too excited. Look at the horse who ran third and fourth. I'm gonna have to beg to differ.
Okay.
She has a future. I just don't know how bright it is. She's kind of running out of spots to run it, isn't she? Race number 7. Another race. The problem with race number 7 is the massive amount of Finger Lakes form and how much you can trust and who are the horses that are going to be able to run. Uno's right to scratch out of that race yesterday to run here, had no chance yesterday. You've got Defusky Island, who's got this big win last time out in a 4-horse field. This was also a big inside speed track.
With a voided claim attached to it.
And this horse just has he can win, but he's got a bit of an odor to him, doesn't he? And the other thing is, They're going to be moving a little bit in
They're
this
gonna be
race,
moving.
and he's not a speed. And
I don't like him.
That race was wide right. Now he can rate and win.
But he's not.
I
he's
put him
not for
second,
me
but I'm
today.
not. I'm not thrilled. You don't like him at all?
No, I put him fourth. I don't like him today.
I don't like anybody in here. You like anyone in here?
I kind of like one of the Finger Lakes horses in here. I like Zircon a little bit.
The Frank Zappa. Because you're a Frank Zappa fan. Montana is your favorite song.
I think he had a legitimate excuse at the start last time. And you talk about the Finger Lakes form and how reliable it is. This horse's last four races on fast tracks, 79, 84.
Wait a second. Last race was a fast track.
I said he had the legitimate. I think he had a legitimate excuse at the break last time.
We're going to talk about it. I don't, but he's actually the one who caused the problems.
Whatever it was trouble, whether he caused it or not. 79, 84, 87, 83. Now they're all at Finger Lakes.
That's the problem. But all these Finger Lakes horses have big figures. Uno has big figures there.
Uno's figures are going along.
And I'll tell you something else. Look at Writer's Regret. You can say something about Writer's Regret. Writer's Regret is okay.
But he had figs. He's
got good figs here. I mean, isn't
yeah.
he the one who's the most? At least we know he can come here and run well,
yeah,
right?
I mean, I'd like to see how he does off the layoff. He kind of needed one last winter.
I'm not loving him. I'm just,
Yeah, he kind of needed one off a shorter break last winter, but then he came and fired a big shot behind Daddy Knows. Yeah, listen, this is by far a race where I'm not looking to lean on anybody, but.
Oh, I get it. I'm not in love with the horse.
And you're not leaving any Linda horses out at this point, I don't think.
So. We'll look at the start of that race
okay.
with Safalo's Mission. First, we'll watch the Zircon. Zircon is the 1. Safalo's Mission is the 2. Zircon comes out, and the one who really took the worst of it, as you're going to see when you see the head-on, we're going to actually show the whole race, is the 2. Zircon came out, but Safalo's Mission.
Safalo's Mission is 7 in this race.
Now, Safalo's Mission also got. We can show the head-on, the pan of the race. Got an extremely good ride from Jose Lezcano after this. And you're going to see, I mean, this horse is back. But Jose just relaxed on him and stays inside and did everything right. And there's no indication that the rail was something special here. It's hard to judge because there were only 2 races with the track sealed. And the 9th race was won, I think, by a closer. It was a completely differently run race. The winner of this race, obviously, today's flavor. It's good that he's in every race we're talking about. I thought Safalo's Mission ran very well in here. I mean, I guess you could say that one thing about Zircon is he got rank behind horses and not comfortable, but isn't he going to have to deal with potential other speed from Warrior's Reward and Writer's Regret? It's hard to imagine those guys taken back.
Yeah.
That's one of my concerns with him is that he got rank in the inside last time and now he's inside of horses again. I didn't pick him, but I'm not knocking anybody here. I'm not.
Right.
I don't.
I'm hoping he just can rebound. If he can rebound and find, I mean, he has, this is one of those races where, to me, he had 3 or 4 recent fast track races that if he can go back to one of those races.
He beat Victory Bill. Victory Bill came here, ran a huge figure. Yeah. So, I mean, I know the Victory Bill was kind of a punching bag. He kept running second to everybody, but he ran a huge
I'm not
big figure.
going to die on a hill in here.
No, I get it.
But he's going to be a little bit of a price in a race, in a competitive race. He's going to be 5-6 to 1.
I'm not taking it. Listen, I don't think that Debo is good enough to win his last race. He's also got Finger Lakes form, and I think he's another horse indicates it. But show you a number for Talia Lynch. She's got good numbers off the claim.
Off the claim, and he could trip.
It's actually not 5. I think it's like 2 years.
And you mentioned Zircon
and over 2 years.
You mentioned Zircon and Warrior's Revenge and Writer's Regret. Why can't this horse find a trip in here?
I agree. This horse can get a very good trip in here. This race is wide open. I don't think there's a single horse in here that has absolutely no chance.
I agree.
It's a
fun race.
It's a hard race, yeah. And the other thing is the monkey wrench is which of these horses will be able to bring Finger Lakes form here because a lot of times they don't really transfer.
Yep.
So race number 8, say Florida Sandy, who is a wonderful horse. He went almost $2 million.
Yep. My dad had Dale Cordova's book. He broke his maiden on Father's Day in his debut in 1996. I don't know the date. But he broke his maiden on Father's Day, that I remember.
Let me ask you a question.
Robert Triola or Phil Triola?
Bobby Triola.
Bobby Triola, rather.
I like Bobby.
Bobby trained him.
Bobby's a good guy. Trained, who's that good filly trained? We have a steak name for now.
Dancing Renee.
Dancing Renee.
That would say Florida Sandy's mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the picture. It's the picture of me giving out the trophy to Dancing Renee and Bobby, and they fired me a week later.
Early 90s?
No, 97.
Then it couldn't be his mom.
Yeah,
their brother and sister.
That's what I was going to say. Let me ask you a question. Do you think there's still a ghost echo of you carrying on when the horse won first time out over by the old replay
No, it was
center?
at Belmont.
Oh, it was at
Father's
Belmont?
Day. I watched it on the third floor, right by the bar, outside our Talking Horses studio now, with my friend Mikey May.
Oh, you didn't watch it by the replay center?
At
There weren't
Belmont.
many places to watch back then because Kenny turned off all the TVs above it.
third
so we used to
floor.
congregate around the.
That string of TV. Me and my man Mikey, who passed away a bunch of years ago, we made a lot of money.
But we used to congregate around the replay center, to watch the races because at least there were TVs there.
At Belmont too.
Yeah, on the third floor. You didn't watch races there?
Second floor was the old
The
one.
The old one was on the second floor, but there was
Wow.
one upstairs, the carousel. Anyway, race number 8, they're all here. They're all lined up, all friends. They're going to get together in the winner's circle and just tell old stories. Bankett burying my boy Tate last time out. We lost signals around the building.
Yeah.
We lost signals in here, but we're still up.
We're back.
There we go. I get it. I can't take my boy Tate. Much as I like him, he has absolutely no reliability factor anymore. He ran that race 2 back, but most of the time he's not running well.
He's a better version of customer experience at this point. You just don't know which one of them is going to show up on the racetrack.
I find this last race a little bit phony because at the end of the day, my boy Tate didn't show up. Something like at Hot Brown's not a dirt horse. He won an off the turf race.
You got a perfect
I
set.
know
You sat right
Banquet
off of him.
ran. I still don't think he's anywhere near the good Bankett. He can win. I'm against him.
Yeah, I'm not, obviously.
Yeah, you aren't. But I just don't think he's as good anymore. But let me ask you a question. Aren't you worried about what do you think now, getting loose in here?
I put him second. Yeah.
I just think he's also completely unreliable. Look at his record.
This is kind of he's been a pet of mine, and I was not there yet last time, so I kind of missed the wedding. I don't
Muddy
want to go to
sealed
the funeral.
track last time.
Yeah. He had
Race
a
2
lot of
back
things.
was
He had a lot
awful.
of things help. Some
Race
other
3
horses.
back was awful.
Seafoam never went to the lead this day. Listen, I know he went fast early, but Seafoam didn't even try to stay with him early. And maybe there's nobody to go with him in here.
Oh, he's the speed.
Yeah, and that could very well be the case. And Rudy mentioned how he gets better in the winter, and maybe that's just the case here. I
That's
thought
a story.
it was,
He's sticking with it.
I thought I thought it was 3s and 4s. I chalked out in here.
Yeah, I'm going a different direction
Okay.
here. I'm going to go to New Faces here. I'm going to go to Reggae Music Man. We'll take a look at his last. The reality is that he has figures that are close enough to the best figures in here and better than a lot of them. And he's going to be the 4th or 5th choice in here. And he's got the second, what do you think, now in Saratoga, the Morrissey. And when he runs his race, he's good enough to win here, and he's got to be the 4th or 5th choice in this race.
Yeah.
And the 5th choice is going to be Market Alert. Market Alert got caught up in that wet track race last time out. I'm not going to hold it against him. The way Rob Atchison is going, I'm not laying a beat me
My
with
biggest problem with him, Andy, I'm going to tell you my problem with him was when the barn claimed Mr. Phil from the same connections. Mr. Phil came back with 2 back-to-back races that he had never come close to running. And when they claimed this one,
You're talking about Market Alert.
I'm talking about Market Alert. When the barn claimed claimed Mr. Phil from the same barn, that he came with 2 otherworldly races, and this horse did not. He had a perfect setup. Abbotson was on his hands and knees.
I agree. He should have won 2 back.
He should have won 2 back. I won't hold the mile race against him, even
But
though
he's
he's
still
had
running
success.
figures that are close enough
Yeah,
to the.
he is, but I just
Typeform
would
likes
have
him more
rather
than
have
Beyer.
seen. I would have rather have seen a little bit of a bigger form reversal, if you will, a little bit more improvement.
I'm going to different guys.
Okay,
in there. I'm sick
that's
of the
fine.
ones we've seen so much, and they're unreliable in my opinion. Race number 9 lost a big player when the number 7 came out.
20 minutes ago.
Right. I think the question is here is what you do with Cheeky 2.
Yeah.
I don't want Cheeky 2. He's not impossible in here, and obviously with the scratch, he becomes my 3rd choice. This is the race in Saratoga, the Zuzudini race. Do we really think Zuzudini and North Pole are horses you want to run the kind of figures he got in that race? I don't.
No. And where did that fig come from? I mean, I knew he had that 170.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
He has another 70 up in Saratoga, up at Aqueduct, going a mile and an eighth. But the other thing is, this guy's slow.
Yeah, you want this. That was I put him. I scratch into him 3rd now. You really want this horse sprinting?
Well, we'll see how much speed there is. I want the horse that's going to be in front, Naked and Famous. Naked and Famous stumbled badly at the start last time and lost all chance. This horse is a bullet. I mean, his first race, look who he ran against. Accretive, who ran 2nd in the Amsterdam, to Gunite. Lost a photo to Gunite in his next race. And Happy Bob, and this horse was a runoff in there. Why isn't this horse just in front? And the problem with Downtown Connector, I don't have a problem with Tom's horse, and you scratched into him, is he doesn't have that much speed, and the 2 is going to be in front of him. But
Right.
I would rather have the 1 of the cutbacks in here and the layoffs than Cheeky 2. But that was actually a lot longer.
I obviously would too.
Well, you scratched into him, so it's not.
But I
it
had
wasn't your
718,
original pick.
so I would have rather had him on top of him anyway. Yeah.
All right, we're done. We are done, and I'm done hacking for now.
Don't forget about that late pick. Oh, we'll talk about it now.
Yes, we won't forget about any late things. Head over to Naira Bets. You're not a member of Naira Bets. No better time than the present. Use the promo code MATCH200, and we will match the $200 of your initial deposit. We have.
There it
This
is.
This is good. Opt in for this. Final hit and split in the final pick 3. Reason to make a play in the final pick 3. Not so easy with the 7th race starting, but
I'm going to play
looks like
around.
if you hit it, there's a good chance it'll pay okay.
I'm going to make an $18 ticket, 257 with 34 with 128
All right.
for $1.
There you go. All right, thank you for that. We have the middle pick 4, starts in race 3. Races 2, 3, and 6, we have pick 4s. And last but not least, 2:30 to 5:30, America's Day at the Races, action from here as well as Oaklawn Park. Have a great day.
Really quick, we should say goodbye to our buddy Andrew Dessel, who was leaving us today.
I know, our sound man. You
Andrew
guys
does an
don't know
amazing
him, but
job.
we do, and we love him.
We love all the guys
miss
and
him.
gals that work behind the scenes, but Andrew is kind of one of our
Yeah, for a
key
while
guys
he
for
does
us
our
because
sound
he's
stuff. Yep.
bouncing back and forth between sets, especially up at Saratoga, but down here as well between the Equestria set and our humble abode here.
And at Belmont, I think where the TV trucks are moved, the guy was probably putting in about 20 miles a day, going back and forth.
Yeah, if he had one of those Fitbit jammies,
well, he was riding the golf cart. For much of it, but still.
he walks a lot. He's a great guy. A very, very hard worker. Wherever he is going, they are getting a wonderful, wonderful addition, and we will miss him around here.
He's going to WWE, isn't he?
He is, yes. I didn't know if that was public knowledge. He's going to try and get me on WrestleMania. It was one of my,
not
it's one of my
supposed to say
dreams.
that?
I don't know, but you did. I didn't, and he's going to try and get me on WrestleMania one of these next few years.
Okay,
One of my dreams.
So, Andrew, when you get fired, I want you to know I'll vote for you to come back. Okay, just want you to know.
Oh, I'll get him back. I ain't worried about that. I just I want to get on WrestleMania.
Get him back. Anyway, we're done. Have a great day, and we'll see you.
50 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Aqueduct. The track is fast. 30 minutes till race 1. Here are today's scratches and changes. Race 1 is the start of the early pick 5. It's clear. No changes in today's first. Race 2, start of the early pick 4. Jockey change on the 2. Make it Manny Franco. In race 3, scratch the 3, Silver Samurai. Scratch the 3, Silver Samurai in today's third. Race 4 is the start of the pick 6. Rider change on the 2. Make it Jose Lescano. Jose Lescano on the 2 in today's fourth. Race 5 is the start of the late pick 5. Post time will be 2:19 p.m. Scratch the 3, Pricing Power. Scratch the 3, Pricing Power in today's fifth. Race 6, start of the late pick 4. Post time will be 2:48 p.m. Scratch the 2, Rubies in Time. The 5 is 1 pound over. Scratch the 2, and the 5 is +1 in today's sixth. Race 7, post time will be 3:19 p.m. Rider change on the 5, make it Manny Franco. Manny Franco rides number 5 in today's seventh. Race 8, post time will be 3:50 p.m. No changes in today's eighth. Race 9, post time will be 4:19 p.m. Scratch the 6, Sharpoon. Scratch the 7, Super Quality. Scratch the 6 and the 7 in race 9. Those are today's scratches and changes. The track is fast. Up next will be live racing from Aqueduct. Good luck.
How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.